Well, a crucial UNICEF-European Union partnership is to provide much-needed relief aid to quake-hit Nepal. 2 cargo planes delivering 40 tons each of life-saving supplies to regions in Nepal affected by the earthquake on the 25th of April are due to take off from Dubai to Kathmandu. Leila Peters is the acting director at UNICEF in Brussels, and she joins us on the line now. Good afternoon, Leila, and thank you for your time on the SABC News Desk.
Good afternoon. I'm delighted to join you.
Leila, this particular airlift, we understand, is part of a €6 million aid package that the European Commission has made available. When are those planes expected in Kathmandu, Leila?
Okay, one of the planes has already landed, and it had contained some of the supplies and that UNICEF had procured and had delivered. So one plane has arrived, and the next plane, which will be carrying another about 40 metric tons, will arrive on Sunday. And what the plane is been carrying UNICEF supplies, which UNICEF procured with generous contributions from other donors, and it contains water tank, supplies for sanitation, supply related to shelter and to nutrition.
Leila, 40 tons of aid we're talking about here. A mammoth task, one can imagine, when it comes to distribution. How will it be managed when it comes to more remote areas, especially taking into account that in Nepal there are some unique concerns in this country, for instance, like high mountain passes, the risk of avalanches and cold temperatures, etc.?
Okay, what we have is we have put in place, we are closely working with the government, and the government has, under the leadership and support of, and with the support of United Nations, has put clusters in place, so which is basically a platform where all the partners who are based in Kathmandu, who are willing to support the government, and it contains different kind of agencies, including NGOs, and it's all being organized. So basically, each partner is being mobilized, and they are being provided with the different supplies based on the needs they have reported, and they are channeling the aid particularly into the remote area, and they are using all kind of means, even using donkeys. And as you know, in Nepal, a lot of transportation is done with donkeys, so they're using that. So the goods arrive at the airport. Once they clear, they go into warehouses, and from the warehouses, the partners, they come and they are receiving those supplies, and then they go straight and take them and make sure that they're being delivered. And what UNICEF is trying to facilitate is all this process, but also UNICEF is trying also to put in place the most effective way to monitor, to ensure that the supplies do reach destination.
Leila, I hear you, but it has been nearly 2 weeks since this disaster, a natural disaster of this magnitude. Would you perhaps have wanted to see a much more speedier response from the European Union in terms of humanitarian aid in this regard?
I think the response has been as quick as possible, both from the EU but also from all the other partners who are supporting Nepal. The EU actually was the first thing they've done immediately after the earthquake. They actually have released €16 million to enable the government to have cash. So they've released that in terms to budget support, which is also enabling the government to continue paying salaries and to continue to, particularly of health workers, teachers, people working in providing work in the area of water and sanitation. So no, I think the European Union has been quite, is doing its utmost to respond, but also has put in place here in Brussels, we have a coordination mechanism as well. So I think, like many other partners, such as USAID, such as the Australian government, I think all the donors have been quite responding. Obviously, the magnitude, the geographic location, the context of Nepal, makes it extremely difficult, as you know, because it's mountainous and because it's just after there's a lot of snow, there's a lot of avalanche, so that makes it extremely difficult. And we are not, as humanitarians, all fully equipped to respond to that kind of environment in terms of the weather conditions. So that makes it also very challenging.
Leila, very quickly before I let you go, and you've alluded to this already, a secondary crisis looming now in terms of waterborne diseases. How will UNICEF be assisting in this regard, especially with the illness like cholera, which we know has been long endemic in the country and which may spike now with the coming monsoon season?
Yeah, so that's why the priority for the moment is really to ensure hygiene, sanitation, and access to clean water. So UNICEF is doing its utmost with its partners, supporting the government first to make sure that we are tankering water, making sure that water is being saved. We are launching huge communication campaign to inform the population on the importance to drink clean water, and also to try to distributing soap. And really keeping the home as much as possible clean, but also the camps. As you know, a lot of the population affected is currently living in tents, and so we are making sure, because that's how cholera spread very quickly, so we're making sure that proper hygiene and sanitation is being maintained, and we're doing that through social mobilization, through organizing wash committees. So a lot of things are happening, and we have very strong capacity in the area of water and sanitation. We're doing also measles campaigns, because that's also what we are very worried about. As you know, when you have large group of population living in camps, you have high risk among children to have epidemics, particularly measles. So we're doing vaccination.
Thank you, Leila. That was Leila Peters, the Acting Director at UNICEF in Brussels.